And welcome back to another episode of Philadelphia Eagles Talk with Geoff and Matt as we are going to preview the upcoming Commanders game this weekend. And you may see that we have a guest, as we promised on the program. Friend of the program, long time. For those of you to go back to the audio podcast days, you'll recognize this guy, Johnny, the Commanders fan. So is he, it took a while to get to you this year, Johnny, because they backloaded our schedule. Of course, the NFL thinking that the Commanders and Eagles, this game would mean a lot more than ultimately it has. But we want to get, we appreciate you coming on. We're not here to, throw stones at you, as we expected the Commanders to be pretty good as well. But, it's why they play the games, as they say. So we want to get your perspective, obviously coming from a Commanders fan, the bleeding heart fans, and get a Commanders fan perspective on how the season's gone. And then we're going to get into the preview of the game and then make our predictions, and that'll kind of wrap the show. But so you'll have the floor here right at the beginning. Matt, of course, I don't know if you have any opening comments before we get to Johnny.
No, man. When Johnny's on, Johnny gets the spotlight, right? And then, we were there to just clean up the leftovers. That's all we got. So good to see you, Johnny, and good to see you, Geoff.
You too.
Yeah. So now Johnny's got an interesting story outside of, we'll get his take on how the team's doing. But let's start off. You had a very interesting trip that you took this year. You went to go see the Commanders in the game. Was it the Dolphins they played out in Spain?
Yeah.
Madrid?
Yeah, it was okay. Miami.
So, let us, because I know you had some interesting things that you were texting me about your experience there. So why don't you start us off with that, and then and give us a little bit of insight as far as how the season's gone for you.
Sure. The best thing I can say about the Madrid experience for the football game itself is that it was truly a celebration of American football in Europe. We made a point to try to make sure that we saw as many opposing other fans, jerseys, hats, whatever, and we found all 32. There was a representative, at least one, of every single team. The last two that we found were the Cardinals and the Cleveland Browns. And of course, go figure, those are two of the dregs of the NFL, along with my team. But those were the dregs, and those were the two last people we found. I saw a guy with a for Arizona, it was Fitzgerald, which he's been the best player of that sad sack franchise forever. And for Cleveland, I want to say probably Myles Garrett, or it might have been Jim Brown. Actually, I might have seen someone with a throwback Jim Brown jersey. The people in Europe were so excited just to have an American football game, and 70% of the people there were wearing they weren't wearing Dolphins or Skins attire. They were just there because
Interesting.
I don't get to watch live American football, US, NFL football, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to wear my Green Bay Packers jersey. I'm going to wear my whatever, my Dallas Cowboys. Saw tons of Eagles. I mean, I would say, but after Washington and Miami, for obvious reasons, we saw the third most represented gear was Eagles. There were your fans represented incredibly well in Europe.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they just lived there and they were just fans and they went to the game. But we also saw and met people from other countries in Europe. I mean, guys from Germany that didn't even speak Spanish. Guys from we met a couple of cool guys and girls from the Netherlands, and they didn't care about the Washington Commanders. They didn't care about the Dolphins. They were there because it was it was American football, and they loved it. And that's a 6-hour train ride from Paris to Madrid. I mean, or maybe 8, but they were there because they wanted to see the NFL live, and that's a rarity. I mean, they don't get that option very often unless they go across and go into England, UK.
Yeah.
So my biggest takeaway from that was there is a starving market for the NFL all over the place. And I was surprised. I really was. I thought we'd see a ton of Washington fans and a ton of, Dolphins fans. If I had to guess, I would probably say 60-40 Dolphins over Washington, possibly explained by the fact that Miami is a very Hispanic city. And if you live in Spain or if you're Spanish and you want to latch on to an American team, you probably are going to gravitate to one in a city that is Latin, I don't want to be politically incorrect, but
it's kind of logical reasoning.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, it did. It made sense. We saw more Miami fans and gear than we did Washington, although we saw plenty of Washington. And one of the coolest things, one of the absolute coolest things, in the airport in Atlanta, before leaving from Atlanta to fly to Madrid on the Thursday night before the game, there was a group of, we were all sitting in the terminal waiting to board the plane. And I mean, there was a lot of gear on that plane. It was very clear that a majority of the people on this 200 passenger plane were going there for this football game. And we even got into a hail to the Redskins, like chanting, like singing it in the airport, waiting to board. And then Miami has a fight song. I don't remember all the words, but their people were trying to yell over us, and
that's great.
Everybody else in the airport was kind of walking.
What the hell's going on here?
These idiots doing like, and it was a totally awesome experience. If you ever have a chance to go see an NFL game in Europe, go, or Brazil or Timbuktu or Japan, wherever the next one is, and it's gonna. I expect they'll get to Asia soon. I mean, they're gonna get to Tokyo or maybe the Philippines. I don't even know where, but if you ever have a chance to go and see your team, take advantage of it if you can. I would not for a minute. I didn't regret losing the game. Sucked. I mean, our field goal kicker missed 2 kicks. We could have won in regulation. Most kickers can make a 51-yarder. We've had 5 kickers this year, and they've all sucked. I mean, the whole season has been garbage, really. But winning the game would have been great, but the being at the game,
the experience, yes,
absolutely. I'll go to my grave thinking that this was the coolest sporting event that I'll probably ever see. I mean, I really do believe that.
Good.
The stadium in Madrid is state of the art. It's 85.
It looked good on TV.
It's 85,000 seats. It's got a retractable roof, so they had the roof closed, so we didn't have to. And it was pouring rain that day. So if it had been an outdoor stadium, it kind of would have been miserable. They had the roof closed. The pregame ceremony with the American and the Spanish flags that are
saw that.
as big as if you actually saw it on TV.
Saw it on TV. Yeah, I wasn't obviously right there.
I mean, just singing the national anthem of Spain and the U.S. during all of that was just brings chills just thinking about it. It was very, very cool. So
great. Well, thanks for sharing the experience, and definitely wanted to give you some time to talk about it. I can tell you, from my perspective, being just a U.S. football fan,
right?
I always cringe every time the Eagles have a game outside the States. I'm like, oh man, it's just it's early game, and I'm like, why do they do this? And such a kind of pain in the ass for us here as fans in the States. But then you hear about it from the other perspective, like you just shared with us.
I mean,
and you understand how important it is for fans in other countries to kind of experience a game in their backyard.
Yeah. I mean, the people in Spain were so appreciative of this game being there. Like, what, again, no matter whether they were wearing a Vikings jersey or a Cincinnati Bengals or Steelers or whoever, nobody cared about anything other than the fact that we're getting to watch an NFL game in our city, and this is the coolest thing ever. You know, they go to Real Madrid soccer games and they get 80,000 seats, and they love their team, and that whole part was very cool too. I've got friends and family members that are big football fans, not football fans, that like soccer better than the football that we like. And every one of them was like, you're getting to go see a game in the second or third biggest and most famous soccer stadium in the world.
Isn't that what Messi played? Did Messi go from Real Madrid to Miami?
No, he went from Barcelona.
Okay.
And we also, after we left Madrid, because the game was on Sunday, and we stayed the whole following week, and we drove in a roundabout way from Madrid to Barcelona, with a couple of stops along the way, which is about a 6-hour drive. It's about the same as driving from, I don't know, from
Virginia to Connecticut.
Yeah, from Virginia to Boston, or from Virginia to New York City.
Yeah.
And Barcelona, to me, was actually a better city to be in as a tourist. It not because of the game or anything. Now, I fully expect that they're gonna do another one of these NFL Europe games, and they're gonna do it in Barcelona. Their stadium is undergoing a renovation right now, and we went to the stadium and saw it. We couldn't go inside and take tours because they're scaffold. I mean, they're literally adding 20,000 more seats, and it's gonna end up being 108,000 when they're done.
Wow.
And I believe in a few years, when the stadium is done, the next game in Spain is going to probably be in Barcelona, and that'll be equally cool. I mean, depending on who the teams are. But
right.
In terms of this season for
Washington, let's here's one thing before you get into it. I want to just say this because I want to see if you remember this. When we brought you on before the season started, you remember what was going on in Washington that I think you kind of was like, man, this just isn't a good sign. You were just very concerned about some of the things that were happening just prior to the season. Do you recall that?
Oh, yeah. It was McLaurin with the contract deal, and he finally signed with like 2 days before the first game.
Right.
Proceeded to, tweak a hammy and tear his quad or whatever he did. Missed pretty much 9 games or however many games it was. I mean, that was one of the 2 most indispensable players that we could not afford to lose. And yeah, I mean,
just remember you saying that you didn't like that hanging over the head of the dawn of a new season. You were just kind of like, you thought there was an ominous sign of potentially.
I had a not a good feeling in August about all this, because I just saw where it was going. It didn't seem like it was going to a good place. I mean, this whole season is absolutely, it's injuries. That's Washington is 4-10 because of injuries instead of 10-4, or even 7-7 at this point. If we were 7-7 right now, the 2 games we're playing against you in the next 3 weeks would be meaningful. I mean, very meaningful. I mean, we'd still have a chance at the division, and they just too many injuries. And the one game that they lost that wasn't directly based on injury was the game against the Bears. It was game 6. We were 3-2, about to go 4-2, 2 minutes left. We're running out the clock. All we need is 1 first down to cement the game. We're up by 1, and on a shotgun snap, Daniels fumbled. Chicago got the fumble, and went down and kicked the walk-off field goal to beat us 25-24. And it was a down the toilet spiral after that. I mean, everything that could go wrong after that Bears game just went sideways.
Isn't it interesting though that it was the Bears game? Because you remember the previous season.
Oh yeah,
that was one of those games. Remember, wasn't that the game? The
Hail Mary, and that game sunk the Bears season last year. They went down the toilet after the Hail Mary game last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We went similarly down the toilet this year after that game. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah,
we were down to our 4th or 5th string defensive ends. Both edges were gone. 3 of our top 5 corners were out for the season. I mean, they're the guys that are still playing right now. They weren't even on the practice squad at the beginning of the year. They were like trying to get to the practice squad. Like that's how far down on the depth chart this was. Like some of the guys that are literally starting right now and will be starting in our game on Saturday. They weren't even on practice squads at the beginning of the year. Like we're down to the 5th string, 6th string. I don't even know what you call it. Like, you can only do what you can do. I mean, you can coach. You can't coach up.
Injuries are always a key part of how a season's going to go.
Yeah.
We had 2 major injuries this past weekend. You had Mahomes go down. They were going to eliminate it anyway. And then obviously a big loss for the Packers with Parsons going.
Micah. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you end up having to play Green Bay in the playoffs, which is a decent possibility, you don't have to go against him now. I mean, that is huge.
Sure. Yep.
I mean, Washington has
for anyone who's playing Green Bay, whether it's the Rams or whatever.
Washington has shelved Daniels for the year. They've already announced it. Not only is he not playing in this game.
Yeah, Matt broke that news on our last podcast. So.
Okay.
We got that breaking news.
I figured you knew that, but he's done. He's not coming back. And honestly, I'm fine with that. Right now,
I think it's a smart thing to do. It's a smart thing to do.
I do too. I can see the argument that we're getting reps and getting snaps, but with a compromised O-line and a compromised skill set players, I don't need
his elbow's not 100%.
To see Jaden in 3
his elbow's not his elbow's not 100% either.
Right. I do not need to see Jaden Daniels in 3 more meaningless games, 2 of which are against Philly with your defense. I'm fine with him. I'm fine with him in a hoodie on the sideline.
Yeah,
that's bad.
We're in 2026 mode at this point.
Yeah, all week on 106.7 The Fan, Sports Junkie.
Matt had before you came on, Matt, real quick. Before you came on, Matt was talking about he lives down in Virginia, as you know, and he was listening in on some of the fanatics and some of the talk, some of the Commander fans and just the media in general. Matt, why don't you share what you talked about before we started?
Yeah, that's what I was getting into. It's just interesting because I feel it's like they're not even talking about the Eagles game yet because they had to handle this Jaden thing first. So like the Sports Junkies were split. Half of them were like, no, this guy needs to play. He needs to learn. He needs to play. And I think it's Jason on the Sports Junkies was like, nah. The older, wiser person was like, nah, we don't need to see him play. Like we
know what he's
here when you've and you've gotten some players back and they've revisited just like, I mean, every time there's a Misery Monday, it's just, I feel like I'm infiltrating. I feel like a spy because I'm like, I'm an Eagles fan. I guess to listen to the local radio and they just start losing their lids pretty quickly because they're like, well, if we had to redraft quarterbacks based on what we know now, you know, how many games has Jaden Daniels missed in his 2 years? You know, if we were to predict records, knowing that he was going to games.
Would we have drafted Drake May? Should we have drafted Drake May or Bo
100%.
Nix? Or I know.
Yep. Caleb Williams, Drake May all ranked ahead.
Well,
and I'm like,
Caleb was going 1 anyway. We weren't going to get him. But May and Nix, McCarthy and Penix, along with Jaden, they were all there. I mean,
they were all there.
It's crazy that there were 6 of the top 12 quarterbacks or picks in that draft were quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that way this year. It definitely wasn't this way last year.
No. And Johnny, you're a big May guy. North Carolina's that's your team. So you know a lot about him, don't you?
I love Drake May, and he's from, not only he went to college at Carolina like I did. He's from Charlotte, where I grew up, and went to the high school that was one of the rivals in my high school.
Really?
Like I've known who Drake May was. Plus, his brother was a basketball player at UNC who was an All-American and hit like game-winning shots to send Carolina to the Final Four when he was a basketball player. So
Okay.
the May family is royalty in Chapel Hill. Like I knew he was going to be very good, and there was a point when I thought Washington was going to draft May and not Daniels for a decent amount of that leading up to the draft. There was some question as to who was Washington going to get. Was it going to be Daniels? Was it going to be May? I don't think anybody thought it would be McCarthy or Nix or Penix.
Yeah.
But I mean, there could have gone a bunch of different ways. And I mean, Drake May is the run right now. He's second in line for MVP. And if they would have won that, if they would have won that Buffalo game, he probably would be one for the MVP. It wasn't his fault that they lost that game. The defense kind of let them down, but Drake May is the truth. He's a great.
I can't believe how accurate he is downfield. I mean, he throws. He
really
makes throws quarterbacks. Veterans don't make throws he makes. I mean, he's
no. Drake May he's special. He's really, really good.
Yeah.
We could have ended up with him, and he's 6'4", 225. He's not 6'1", and
that's strong.
Yeah,
I mean, I think this draft has got a chance to go down. I mean, all of them now are really coming to their own. Nix has got Denver playing.
All six of them have had some moments.
Daniel's how talented he is, and obviously Caleb is really starting to show. A lot of his talent.
They may be the 1 seed. You may have to go to Soldier Field and beat them in the playoffs.
They may be. And can you imagine? Can you imagine what that football is going to look like? Like home field advantage. You have to play in Chicago, where it is going to be windy and cold and miserable. I mean that makes a great fantasy. Like that just makes it a perfect football season. Of course, in Philadelphia, we'd love to host games, but we blew our chances.
Yeah,
but
that's probably not happening.
Chicago, that's old school, right? That's like old school football coming our way in the playoffs on the end.
Right.
Yeah, as long as it's not foggy.
Yeah, no fog bowl, please.
Keep the fog away.
Oh, that's right.
That again.
Fog Bowl was Philly and Chicago.
Eagles, Bears, yeah.
Sure was. I forgot about that.
Soldier Field.
Yeah. Late 80s?
Yeah.
Was that
80,
Buddy
Ryan?
Ryan?
I want to say 88, I believe.
Yeah. Buddy Ryan days? Was Buddy Ryan your coach?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought so. I remember that.
That was Randall Cunningham, Keith Byers, Keith Jackson. Mike Wick was still an Eagle, I think, back then.
Wick was still playing, yeah.
Eric
Allen was in that game. Reggie White.
Yeah.
The
Dirty
game Waters.
That fog rolled in.
Dirty Waters, yeah, he was there. Jerome
Dirty
Brown.
Waters, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, Andre Waters. The last one to wear 20 before Brian Dawkins.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was this week, or this where Washington is now. It kind of feels like they punted on the season. I mean, shutting down Daniels, he could play. I mean, he's sore.
I just think it's a smart thing to do. Really,
his left elbow is sore, but it's not compromised. There's no structural damage. He landed on it when he got blown up on that interception that he threw. And, they sat him out last week as a precaution. I'm fine with all that. But Marcus Mariota can still run an offense.
The threat.
And they played the Giants a little better than your last game against the Giants.
Yeah. No, that was our first game against the Giants.
Which didn't go so well.
We beat them up the second game. The first game did not go well.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. So I fully expect that we're going to at least be competent on offense. I don't think there's a chance in hell that Washington can stop Hurts and your guys with the depleted level of defense that they have now.
Yeah.
So,
but there's always a chance we stop ourselves. So
well, there you go. I mean, that's true. Turnovers and ill-timed penalties and that all matters. Getting off the field. Washington's got to have to get off the field. Like they're going to have at least a couple of stops that don't end in points. And against the Giants, they did. The previous week against Minnesota, that was the low point of the season for Washington, losing 31-0 to JJ McCarthy, he's only started 6 games.
He just beat the Cowboys too, though.
That was the absolute worst I've ever. I mean, that was worse than some of the Ron Rivera teams.
You guys,
it was
lost 31-0 to the Vikings. I don't. For some reason, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was weekend before last. Yes, 31-0.
Yeah.
Now it didn't. I mean, it ended up 31-0. I think it was still 14-0 at halftime. That was the game that Jaden started and then threw the pick.
Yeah.
And got blocked on him trying to go tackle the guy that made the interception.
Yeah.
And then they took him out after that. At that point, though, it was still only 14-0 in the third quarter. So, I mean, there was very little chance we were going to win, but the game wasn't a blowout yet.
Yeah, they weren't getting.
Then Mariota came in and promptly threw an interception like on the first series. I mean, he was cold. I get that, but the game against the Giants, Washington moved the ball well. I mean, Mariota played a good game. And the running backs played well.
And he played well the week before the Giants too. I couldn't remember if that was the Falcons game, but he brought him down to the wire.
And no, it was Denver.
Yes.
So we should have beat Denver at 12-2 Denver. It was a 2-point conversion at the end, and we missed the 2-point. We went for the win, and I actually applauded Dan Quinn for doing that.
Good call.
We tied the game with Mariota, not Jaden, and that's one play.
They played their guts out.
There's three games this year that Washington lost on the last play of the game. That if they would have won all 3 of them, we'd be 7-7 instead of 4-10, and we'd be talking about this game like it actually means something.
Yeah.
The Bears game that ended on a walk-off field goal after we fumbled with 2 minutes left, up 1, needing 1 first down to salt that game away. Then the game against Miami and Madrid that I went to, where our kicker should have made a 51-yarder at the regulation gun. Yeah. Every other team kickers make 60 fucking 1-yarders, and
everybody's making 60-yarders now. Yeah.
So that was 2, and then the Denver game came down to a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, early on,
literally 1 play and three of the. It's been a miserable year, but it's not like they got blown out and were uncompetitive in all of the games.
So Mariota played well in that Broncos game, and he'll have to play well against the Eagles. But I remember that first drive that he threw that silly interception in the Broncos game when they were in the red zone, and they're like, dude, what are you doing? Like hero ball, right?
He should have just eaten the sack. Yeah, he threw it. He's good for he's bad for about one of those plays every game. So if you take advantage of him on that one play, then you're going to win anyway. But I think, my prediction. I know we're going to probably jump ahead a little bit on that. 24-7 is my prediction. I think
Commanders?
No. Come on, man. No.
You didn't clarify. I had to ask.
It's going to be 24-20. No, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it to 24-6. We're going to kick 2 field goals, and we're at halftime. It'll be 14-3, and you'll end up doing just what you need to do without really breaking a sweat too bad, because you won't have to.
Based on what you were saying about your field goal kicker, I thought you were going to say you were to score a touchdown but missed the extra point.
Oh well, yeah, I could see that happening too. Although I'm not sure we're going to get in the end zone against you either. I mean,
who is your kicker now?
Good question.
Who is your kicker?
He used to kick for the Niners. Gosh, I can't even think of his name now.
Oh, the guy that was the first round draft pick, or the guy they took pretty high in that draft?
Yeah.
Moody.
Moody.
Moody. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Moody.
Yeah.
All right.
We shall see.
Well, all right. Matt and I will get to our predictions here in a moment, but so you really don't. I mean, we know that the Commanders always give the Eagles fits,
right?
So you don't see that happening in this game. It doesn't sound like.
I don't see how. I think they're just too depleted.
Yeah.
I don't think that Washington's defense can derail enough drives from Philly to get off the field without points. Even if it's 3 rather than 7, I don't see Washington's.
Matt and I can tell you though, if it's the same Eagles offense that showed up prior to last week,
yeah,
maybe
they would.
They might shoot themselves in the foot the whole game. That's been the frustrating thing for Eagle fans this year.
Yeah, I know.
It's NFC East. This one's in Philly or DC? This is in Philly.
This one's in Philly. No, this is in Washington.
This is in Washington. So you got home field advantage for what it's worth. You'll have young guys trying to get and make a name. Like we'll see some of those young tight ends that the Commanders have been hiding on the bench behind Ertz for all season. So who knows? That it's not like they can't move the ball when they get clicking, right? So there's
true. Mariota has, and the running backs, the O line is still decent. Although I'm pretty certain that Tunsil is probably not playing.
I forgot what they said on the radio this morning. I think
he has out for this game.
Well, he had
oblique or core injury. I don't want him to play, honestly. If that would be I'd put him on the shelf with Jaden. We need him next year much more than this year.
That would be a big loss if he's not in there. The Eagles' defense is the last few weeks they're averaging like 6 or 7 sacks a game. They're really
that's what I don't think that we can contain and move the ball on defense. I just don't see it. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
Yeah, Noah Brown was also moved down to IR as well, so he's out.
Did hear
that? Really? He came back for one half of one game and then he got hurt again.
And he's back out. Yeah,
that was his first snaps. And he caught like a 28-yard pass too. I was like, oh wow, it's nice to have Noah Brown back. He got hurt again. I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, they put him on IR, I think, season ending.
So I don't know who the 3 guy is. They play Lane. So here's the thing, though. Commanders have an explosive special teams return game.
I love Lane.
Is Lane back? Does he keep the game
going back to Madrid? I actually met Jalen Lane's mother and sister waiting outside of the stadium, waiting to go in. She was holding one of the like printed like big head, and I saw it and I was like, that looks like Jalen Lane, and I walked over and I pointed to her big head sign and I said, "It's like, is that Jalen Lane?" And she's like, "How'd you know that?" I said, "Well, because I'm a fan of our team, and plus my daughter goes to Virginia Tech, so we know who Jalen Lane is. He's a Hokie." And then she's like, "Well, yeah, that's my son." And I was like, "What?" So literally standing outside of the game, but before they even opened the gates, having a beer out in the street, like they had the whole streets blocked off. I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
It was almost like tailgating, but you were standing in the streets in downtown Madrid, and
that's the great about
struck up a conversation with Jalen Lane, and I told his mom, I said, I said, we need Jalen to take one to the house today. And I was 3 weeks too early because he took one to the house against the Giants last Sunday.
Yeah.
And when he did, that was the happiest I've been in any Washington moment pretty much all year, is when he took that thing to the house.
So
like,
he's dangerous. And here's the thing.
Dangerous.
If they get into one of these games where the Eagles are struggling on offense and we're like, come on, it's 5 punts in a row, and that game somehow is close, Lane will be the game changer or the X factor for sure.
A special team score could go a long way to making the game a lot more competitive than I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I love that guy. I think he's got a lot of future potential. I want to see him be better as a receiver, though, not just a punt returner. And he so far hasn't done that yet.
No, and he'll get some game time. Although the Eagles defense playing very well lately, but
yeah, right. Your secondary is too good. I mean, or better than what we've been playing.
Another plug for American football fans going overseas to watch games is most of those European cities have no open container laws, right? So you can walk out of a bar with a glass of beer in like London and walk to the next bar and put the glass down over there. It's pretty amazing, pretty cool scene.
Madrid is the same way.
I'm sure Johnny partaked in some drinking festivities while he was there.
May have had a cerveza or two. So I think that's
this is a good segue talking about the Eagles secondary here. Good segue talking about the Eagles secondary, because I pulled up some a stat that I wanted to show. It's about Quinyon Mitchell, who's having just a absolute amazing season.
Yeah.
Kind of under the radar too, because they're saying he's like not even top 5 in all-star voting, which is kind of surprising the season he's having, but he's just
it's because he doesn't have any splash plays. No highlight.
Well, let me just kind of go over some of this.
He just shuts people down. He's
ranked in the NFL for catch rate allowed. He's number 1 in the entire NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Second over Stingley for the Texans, who obviously is a really good player, and Wooten for the Seahawks. There's a couple other guys that are on there. And then you just go to his head-on matchups, right, with Pickens. So Pickens, he went against him 20 times. Pickens had 4 targets, only caught 2 for 15 yards.
That's
okay. CeeDee Lamb was up against him 11 times so far this year. 4 targets, only 1 reception for 13 yards. And then he matched up against him, obviously, again, 2 targets, 1 reception for 10 yards. Against Devontae Adams, 23 matchups, 6 targets, 2 receptions for 12 yards. Against Justin Jefferson, 17 matchups, 3 targets, 1 catch for 10 yards. Amon St. Brown, 9 matchups, 3 targets, no yards. No receptions, rather. No receptions, no yards.
And he's only 5th in the Pro Bowl voting?
Yeah. Well, no, he's not even 5. He's not
even in the top 5?
I voted for him. I just did my vote.
People just don't know what they're looking at then.
No. I mean, he's probably going to get in because the other players will probably vote him in, because it doesn't seem like he's got the fan appeal yet. But
right.
Yeah, he's shut down.
He's a shutdown corner. I mean, it's
J.C. Horn and Sauce Gardner are bigger names, but I wouldn't take either one of them over your guy.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, like, he doesn't have any interceptions. So, J.C. Horn's got 5 picks. So he's going to get, people will just vote and they say, oh, he's got 5 interceptions, vote for him.
Yeah.
So, which I'm not nothing against J.C. Horn. I'm sure he's earned it too. So we'll see if he gets in. We'll see if he gets the, Pro Bowl nod. But it's just, I wanted to just go over that because I happened to see that today. Matt and I were just talking about him on the last podcast because he's kind of like the unsung hero out there who's shutting everybody down and not necessarily. I mean, Philadelphia, we know how good he is, but just across the league and
I wouldn't call him a household name. Your average football fan that's a Broncos fan and watches AFC, they don't know who he is. They don't know how good he is. I know how good he is. I've watched him. I watch Philly games, whether they're against us or not, more so than most other teams because you're our direct competitor.
Yeah.
I mean, want you to not win. It's just,
Of course, we all watch each other's. Yeah, just like we were all rooting for the Vikings to beat Dallas the other night.
yes,
That's
and they
hilarious.
did, and that
Pleasant surprise.
that was one that I don't think many people counted on. That was beautiful.
No.
That
So
was,
actually, a little side story, because I don't think we haven't shared this with you. Matt actually told me this a few weeks ago. Matt knows, who is it, Matt? It's Quinion's niece, daughter.
Yeah,
Not
I
daughter,
know.
sister.
It's a cousin of Quinyon Mitchell. So like his birthday's in July, so she was out there for his birthday party, and then I got to hear that story at work, which was pretty cool. So I was like, no kidding, and she's totally not a sports fan.
Well, how did
it like?
Share to him how that kind of came out, like how she told you. You're like, yeah, my cousin plays for the football. How did that? It was kind of a funny story.
Work Fridays are jersey days, right? Bring in some canned goods that we can donate to a food bank, and you can wear jeans and support your favorite sports team. So everyone where I work knows I'm an Eagles fan, and so here is this person I've known forever, and she shows up in an Eagles jersey, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, we've known each other all these years, and you've never shared the information with me that you're an Eagles fan. She's like, well, I'm not really an Eagles fan, but I am cousins with Quinyon Mitchell, and he plays for what? And I'm like,
blown away. Yes.
that, knowing that I'm a huge Eagles fan. I'm like, get the heck out of here.
Why did she say that to you? I mean, that's interesting.
She's like, I don't even know. She's like, I don't even really know anything about sports. I don't even know what position he plays, but I was at his birthday party last summer, and I'm like, that is crazy. So I don't know. She if she's looking out for me and she's thinking about me next time she's hanging out with the family, maybe I get a little Quinyon Mitchell bling coming back, like an autograph or something. But that was a funny story. So I'm like, oh, I'm 1 degree away from knowing Quinyon Mitchell. Like, how do I get? I told Matt,
now he's got a connection. Let's get Quinyon on our show.
Yeah, there you go.
He comes from a super small town, and where like so when after they won the Super Bowl, she was saying they held a parade for Quinyon, and 300 people came out.
The whole
small
town. The whole city.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So just interesting little tidbit there. I have a challenge for. There's one guy I want you to look out for, Johnny, during the game, and I want you to watch when the Commanders have the ball, and if the Eagles decide to blitz, if Nakobe Dean is coming crashing down through the line, watch how your running backs try to handle him coming like a freight train, because he's had about 4 weeks now where they'll send him on these perfectly timed blitzes, and I have not seen a running back yet, whether they've been experienced or a rookie, be able to handle the load that he's been bringing with him. And he's not a very big linebacker, but he brings it, man. He is bringing it like an old school, like Sam Mills type play. So be on the lookout for that.
He might
blow up McCroskey, Merritt.
Krosky Merritt, yeah, right.
Yeah, he's trying. Yeah.
I don't trust Bill in pass block. That's why McNichols plays as many snaps as he does, because in pass block he's by far their best running back.
And he's such a player. I still think they use McNichols way too little. Like,
I agree. I love McNichols. He has a knack for taking a 3-yard pass and on 3rd and 12 and somehow getting 14 and moving the sticks. Like, he's done that a bunch this year, even in a bad year.
Yeah, he has a little
bit. And if your guy Dean comes in and tries to blow McNichols up, McNichols is going to put him on his butt, because he is a willing and very able blocker.
Yeah,
as a running back.
That'll be interesting to see that, because nobody's been able to put
running backs try to do it just because they have to. He seems like he wants to. I like him.
It'll be an interesting matchup if we get that play, because McNichols would be a 3rd down back oftentimes. So maybe we'll see it. Maybe we'll see that collision.
Yeah,
force versus an immovable object. Let's see what happens.
Nobody's been able to put Nakobe on his butt.
No.
Yeah. So if he does that, that would be impressive. But we'll see.
I would.
It'll be interesting if they match up against each other.
He'll at least keep him off of our quarterback, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. So let's quickly get into the keys to the game. Johnny, you already given us a prediction, but if Washington's to win this game, how will they do it?
+2 or more on turnovers. We got. I mean, the Washington's they've only forced like 9 turnovers all year in 13 games. Like less than 1 a game. As you know, the defense hasn't been good to begin with, but they're also bad at flipping the field and getting a freebie. I mean, they've forced some fumbles, but they seem to always force them and never recover them. Like they always force one and then the offense keeps it. You know, they pounce on it. They don't intercept enough, and I don't think Hurts is gonna put balls in harm's way against them because he won't have to. Philly will grind Washington into the dust in this game. They're gonna run some more, and at a certain point, Washington is not going to be able to do anything about it. +2 or more on the turnovers is a must. It'd be nice if Jake Moody could make all of his kicks, including anything 50 plus, but I have zero confidence in that. We can't keep missing kicks. Even the Giants game that we won, we missed one.
Didn't Moody, unless I get the game wrong, didn't Moody make that big, huge clutch kick late in that Atlanta game? But then Atlanta came down and scored or kicked the game-winning field goal. Was that the Washington game I'm thinking of? Or was that a different game?
No, Washington. We lost to Atlanta pretty bad in week 4, week 3 or 4. They beat us.
Thinking of a different game.
I think it was 34-24, and we couldn't stop Robinson. And we made Penix look like Dan Marino for one day, even though he's
okay. Was Moody on a different team a few weeks ago?
Yes, Moody did. Moody has been on 3 teams this year, and now with the 3rd.
So I saw him make a clutch kick, but it wasn't with.
Yes, Moody did make. He did make one game-winning. I don't remember if he was still with the.
I think it was the game-winning kick too. I want to say
I think he started the season with the Niners.
He started with the Niners.
With the Niners. It was only like maybe a month ago.
Yeah,
he kicked the game-winning field goal for somebody.
He played for somebody else in between the Niners and us for a week or 2 or 3. I mean,
he kicked the game-winning field goal, and then
he got cut.
Then they released him.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Because the starter came back.
I can't remember the team.
Washington's been looking for a damn kicker for a decade or more. Like we have gone through. And there are 6 starting kickers in the league right now that used to play for us, and they're starting for other teams and making their damn kicks, and they couldn't make them against us. Zane Gonzalez, Dustin Hopkins.
I was going to say, wasn't the kicker for the Steelers? Wasn't he with the Washington one time?
There's Graham Gano, who now is with the Giants, but he's hurt, so he's
out for the year. Yeah.
There's at least 2 or 3 more that I'm forgetting about. As bad a luck as Washington has had in trying to find a decent kicker for more than a week.
Yeah.
Their cast-offs are now kicking in other places and making all their kicks. Like, why couldn't you do this when you were here?
Doing well.
So,
Matt, keys to the game for the Eagles.
I agree with Johnny. So the Eagles, to win this game, they have to avoid playing sloppy football, right? No penalties, no turnovers, right? You start to get heavy on the penalties. All of a sudden, Washington's close. All of a sudden, they make a play. Maybe it's a kick return. Maybe it's a throw to McLaurin. Maybe it's a McNichols run from like a flat pass type thing. So you have to stay away from the penalties, and you can't turn that ball over to keep bad teams close, right? So they just have to. I agree with Johnny. Run the ball. I would go heavy on Tank Bigsby this game. Give him 15 carries. Let Saquon take 15 as well, and just even out that share a little bit. so you don't burn out Barkley, but just mash him, throw when you need to. Nothing special, nothing fancy. Don't feel like you have to do trick plays, to beat this team. Just play solid football. And the last key is play for 60 minutes. We've only seen the Eagles play one game this season that was 60 minutes long, and that was last week against the poor Raiders, who barely took an effort to beat. So
I would say also the second game against the Giants, but that's also not a good team.
Another awful team that has lost all their starters to injury, right? So it's like, don't play a full 60 against an NFC East team, then you're going to be in a dogfight that you don't want to be in late. And then the pressure builds, whether it's in DC or
at that point, one play can decide it. Sorry, guys, I'm really sorry, but I
got to roll.
Johnny, we're just going to wrap it up with our last keys of the game and then our predictions. But thanks for joining us, and we'll see you probably in a couple weeks too when we meet again at the end of the season. If you want.
The next time I'll have more time. I've got family in town for the holidays, and
man.
I need to do that. So.
Family first. Merry Christmas to one and all.
And
right,
good luck to me this weekend against the Bombers.
Yes,
Atlanta Crown Royals.
Yes, go Crown Royals.
I'm gonna go buy a bottle. I don't even like bourbon.
I'll toast you with some Crown Royal if you take them.
Just put it out there,
Will do.
Take care, John.
Thanks, Johnny.
Bye.
You got it. All right. So thank you again for Johnny for joining the program. Always good to have his insight on the Commanders. So, Matt, along the lines of what you were saying about the keys of the game, and I was just going to say, kind of stick to the formula of last week, where you got a bad team. They're not playing well. They're basically waiting for the season to end. Well, let's not give them any hope. Just,
no hope.
Just take the lead and just continue to pound the rock or whatever. Just, play smart, play smart football, run the ball, don't turn it over.
Keep the rhythm going.
And finish the team. Finish them. This team is not don't have any reason to play this game unless you keep it close. And so just bury them right from the beginning and hold on and just, stick the nail in the coffin. Don't give them any life.
Yeah. I don't. So one thing about the injuries, though, is Jalen Carter playing or has he practiced?
No, it's I forgot to mention that. I do have the latest injury report as of today, which is still early in the week. It's Wednesday. But what did I do with it? Jalen Carter did not practice today. Lane Johnson did not practice today, which is not a surprise. The key is Fred Johnson did not practice today. Apparently, he's nursing an ankle injury. So that's probably the biggest news. Landon Johnson also did not practice, but that's not necessarily alarming because he didn't practice much last week and ended up playing in the game. But Fred Johnson's the one that kind of came off the page to me. Because if Fred can't go, we know Lane's not playing, probably, more than likely not.
Right.
If Fred can't go, then you have Mr. What's his name? That sucks bad.
Yeah.
Not Toth.
Yeah. Brent Toth is fine, and I wish he would probably come in first before anybody else, Brent Toth. But
the tackle comes in, it sucks. The guy that's been on the team forever.
Pryor?
That's what I'm trying to think of.
What's that? Pryor?
Pryor, yes, thank you. It's going to be Pryor. And I know that Washington doesn't have this great pass rush, but it doesn't take a great pass rush to beat Pryor. So we'll see. I mean, he was at practice. Fred Johnson was, and he was kind of walking around, just wasn't suited up. So maybe they're just giving an extra day. Obviously, it's always key. It's always key tomorrow, being it's a Saturday game. Tomorrow's practice will be the indicator. So if Fred's in there tomorrow, then more than likely he's playing Saturday. So we'll see. It's just too early to predict that, other than just to say that he did not practice today. So that's my keys to the game. So Matt, let's just go to the predictions here and we'll wrap it up. So Johnny had the Eagles winning 24-7 or 24-6 rather. What do you got for your prediction?
I think that's a good number. I do see the Eagles defense being all over this Commanders offense.
Even Johnny, it sounds like, figures that too.
The Eagles D has been playing so well. I can't see Mariota scrambling to gas him. He's just too old to do that. If he were younger, it'd be possible. So,
And the Eagles this year have played a lot of scrambling quarterbacks, so it's not like they're not used to somebody like that. They played Caleb Williams. They played who's some of the other guys? They played Mahomes. They played well, they're going to play Josh Allen next week, but
yeah, I'll go 30-9. How about a weird score? 30-9.
You gonna give them 3 field goals?
Either field goals, or that's 1 touchdown and one field goal, but the touchdown they missed the extra point.
Okay, the good old extra point.
Yep.
I'm kind of right around there. I don't think the Washington, even as beat up as they are as still as bad a team as the Raiders are. So I think I'm going to have this game a little tighter, but I do think the Eagles defense will reign supreme. So I'm going to put it at 27. So not far from where you are. 27 to I'll give them 10. I think they might find a garbage time. It might be 27-3, and they score a late touchdown, something like that in garbage time. 27-10 Eagles. That's where I have it.
All right. All good numbers. I think they're all possible.
They're all kind of right around the same score, really.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's just hope that all they need, the magic number is 1 for the Eagles. So the 1 win for them, or an Eagle or a Cowboys loss, and Eagles are NFC's champions. So
yeah.
Hopefully the Eagles do it on their own and just win the game, win the division.
Let's win on Saturday. Watch the Cowboys be miserable on Sunday.
Yeah, because then their season is officially over
in the tank
before they play the Chargers, I think, this week.
Yeah. Thanks.
The Chargers. Yeah. All right. Any closing thoughts, Matt, before we wrap it up here?
No, just play solid, consistent. How about we play a penalty-free game? How about that? Challenge yourself, Eagles, to play a penalty-free game to know what that feels like before we have to play Buffalo.
Yep. That's a lot of times that is what's been stalling this offense. I mean, we've been sitting there saying about how, Hurts has not played all the great during that losing streak, which he didn't. But there was a lot of penalties where they got a first down and then, the 10-yard holding penalty.
Yep.
Or they were quickly second 15 because of a stupid false start. Stuff like that was happening all the time. So, Yeah, they cleaned that up, certainly to make things a lot easier for themselves. But, yeah, I think the key is just like we did with the Raiders, just don't give the team even any life. Just the Raiders knew they lost that game by the end of the first quarter. And I just, we don't want – I was just the same formula. Just keep playing that way.
Yep.
So, Dan Quinn has got Washington playing pretty hard for the most part, even though they're down injuries and the backup quarterback. They still seem to play for him too. So, don't give him any life. Don't.
He's a good coach, and watch out for Mikey Sanders still. I'm surprised Johnny didn't mention his name, but he's got a few interceptions this year. So watch him sneaking in the middle of that field. Don't be thinking Goddard's open when maybe he's not. So look out for that. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Take care of business.
All right, very good. So with that said, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what your thoughts are in the game. Thanks again for Johnny for joining the show, and we'll have him back in a couple weeks when the Eagles and Commanders wrap up the season with the final week. If everything goes well, the Eagles might not be playing that many people in that game either. Maybe they could use it as a bye week.
I want to see Tanner play a full game. I love watching Tanner throw the ball, man. But get him some good trade value for next year. Let's go. Let's. I want to see Tanner play the final game. That's my goal. Yeah. That means the Eagles have won the 2 games that they needed to, and there's nothing else to prove. So Tanner ball, game 17. So.
Sure. I mean, I still think they have an outside shot at the 2nd seed. So first seed's, I think, pretty much not a shot at now, but they might still have a shot at 2.
Or tomorrow's game.
So could be still playing for something.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you again for watching. And go Birds and fly Eagles fly. Games on Saturday this week, remember. And we'll catch you guys next time. Matt, take us out.
Yeah, by the way, game time, though, it was like
5 o'clock.
Like 5 o'clock. Like, that's a weird game time. Like,
yeah, it is.
starting it right through the dinner hour. Like I found that interesting on a Saturday night that they would start it at 5 o'clock for an East Coast game. Like just start at 4. Like what's wrong with 4 or 4:30? Like that was weird to me. But anyways,
I think it's because there's only 2 games on Saturday, right? There's it's either that's the first game and there's a night game, or there's an afternoon game.
5 and 8. Yeah, the next one's got to be prime time at 8 o'clock. So maybe that's why it's 5 and 8.
Or maybe there's 3 games on Saturday. I mean, are they doing like an afternoon, a 5, and then a night game? Maybe they're doing 3 games. I don't know. I haven't looked close enough.
I don't know.
Either way, the most important game is the Eagle game, and that's at 5. So
we'll see you.
All right.
Peace.
That's it. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you next time. Fly Eagles fly.
Go Birds.